Have you ever noticed that the foods you once enjoyed without consequence now seem to weigh you down, leaving you bloated, sluggish, and wondering what changed? After 40, many people begin to blame carbohydrates, dairy, or even healthy vegetables, convinced that their bodies have suddenly become intolerant to everything. But what if the real story runs deeper than the plate in front of you? What if the discomfort you feel is not a betrayal by food, but a signal from within, a message that your digestive system is evolving along with your hormones? Digestive enzymes and bloating. After 40, hormonal influence explained is not just a topic, it is an awakening to the quiet biological shifts happening beneath the surface. As the years pass, stomach acid production can decline, and digestive enzyme output may decrease, especially as hormonal patterns shift. This change may seem subtle at first, almost invisible, but its effects can ripple through every cell of your body. When stomach acid is insufficient, proteins are not fully broken down. When enzymes are reduced, fats and carbohydrates are not efficiently processed. The result is not merely temporary bloating, it is fermentation in the gut, gas formation, and inflammation that gradually drains your vitality. Food that once nourished you may linger longer than it should, creating heaviness after meals and a persistent sense of discomfort. And when nutrients are not properly absorbed, the body cannot extract the energy it needs to thrive. Fatigue begins to creep in, immunity may weaken, and hormonal balance can become even more fragile. Yet here is the powerful truth. This is not the beginning of decline. It is an invitation to awareness. Your body is not failing you. It is asking for a new level of partnership. Hormonal changes after 40 influence stomach acid production and enzyme signaling in ways that are natural, but not irreversible in their consequences. Estrogen, progesterone, and other metabolic regulators interact with digestive function more intimately than most people realize. When these hormones fluctuate, digestive strength may shift as well. Instead of endlessly removing foods from your life, you are called to understand the root cause. Reduced stomach acid can impair mineral absorption, including iron, zinc, and magnesium. Lower enzyme output can reduce the breakdown of essential amino acids and fatty acids that fuel cellular repair and hormone synthesis. Over time, this silent inefficiency can contribute to inflammation that spreads beyond the gut, affecting joints, mood, and metabolic resilience. But knowledge transforms confusion into clarity. When you understand how digestive efficiency affects inflammation levels and energy production, you begin to see your symptoms not as random misfortunes, but as interconnected signals. Bloating is not simply air, it is information. Fatigue is not laziness, it is communication. Your digestive system is the gateway to nourishment, and nourishment is the foundation of strength. Every meal becomes either a burden or a building block depending on how well it is broken down and absorbed. If digestion is compromised, even the healthiest diet can leave you depleted. This realization shifts your perspective from restriction to restoration. Instead of asking, "What food must I eliminate now?" you begin asking, "How can I strengthen my digestion so my body can use what I eat?" That question alone changes everything. Because when you address digestive strength at its source, supporting stomach acid, optimizing enzyme activity, and respecting hormonal influence, you are not merely reducing bloating. You are reclaiming energy, stabilizing metabolism, and restoring balance from the inside out. And that journey begins with awareness, courage, and the willingness to look beyond surface symptoms into the deeper intelligence of your body. As you begin to understand that bloating and fatigue after 40 are not random inconveniences but physiological signals, a deeper question emerges. What happens if these signals are ignored? At first, the discomfort seems manageable. You loosen your belt after meals, you sip herbal tea. You promise yourself you will eat lighter tomorrow. But beneath the surface, reduced stomach acid and declining enzyme production may continue to shape a chain reaction you cannot immediately see. When proteins are not fully broken down, amino acids become scarce building blocks. When fats are not efficiently digested, fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K may not be absorbed properly. When carbohydrates ferment in the gut due to incomplete digestion, gas and inflammation intensify. The body, deprived of essential nutrients, begins to compensate in subtle ways. Energy production slows, thyroid signaling may become less efficient, muscle recovery may weaken, and what feels like simple bloating begins to intertwine with metabolic strain. Digestive enzymes, bloating, and hormonal changes. After 40 is not just about discomfort, it is about understanding the cascade. Hormonal shifts influence stomach acid production, and stomach acid influences enzyme activation. Enzymes influence nutrient absorption, and nutrient absorption influences hormone synthesis. This loop is powerful, and when one link weakens, the others may follow. Imagine a machine designed to run smoothly for decades, now operating with slightly reduced fuel efficiency. It still functions, but not with the same precision. Meals that once energized you now leave you tired. Foods you once tolerated now feel heavy. You may start eliminating one ingredient after another, believing you are sensitive to everything. Yet the real issue may not be the food itself, but the digestive strength required to process it. And here is where suspense deepens. What if the bloating is only the visible surface of a deeper imbalance? What if the ongoing inflammation from poorly digested food is quietly influencing your immune system, your mood, even your long-term metabolic health? Chronic low-grade inflammation can stem from undigested particles irritating the gut lining. Over time, this can affect gut integrity and immune signaling. Fatigue may no longer be just about lack of sleep. It may reflect inefficient nutrient delivery to your cells. Iron that is not absorbed cannot support oxygen transport. B vitamins that are not properly extracted cannot optimize energy metabolism. Magnesium that remains unused cannot support muscle relaxation and stress regulation. The body does not shout these deficiencies at first. It whispers through subtle exhaustion, brain fog, and a sense that something feels off. But awareness is empowering, not frightening, because when you recognize the pattern, you also recognize the opportunity. Instead of reacting to symptoms with restriction, you can respond with strategy. Smarter meal timing can give your digestive system the space it needs to produce acid and enzymes effectively. Eating in a relaxed state can enhance digestive signaling through the nervous system. Chewing thoroughly can initiate enzymatic breakdown before food even reaches the stomach. Supporting protein and fat digestion through targeted nutrients can help compensate for natural declines. Certain minerals and compounds may enhance stomach acid production when used appropriately. Lifestyle habits such as managing stress, improving sleep quality, and engaging in regular movement can positively influence hormonal balance, which in turn supports digestive efficiency. The key insight is this: digestion is not isolated from the rest of your physiology. It is central to it. When digestion improves, inflammation may decrease. When inflammation decreases, energy production often rises. When energy rises, motivation follows. And when motivation returns, you feel capable again. Instead of fearing every meal, you begin to trust your body's ability to process and utilize nourishment. That trust rebuilds confidence. It reminds you that aging is not synonymous with decline. It is an invitation to refine your approach. The body after 40 does not demand punishment or extreme elimination. It demands intelligent support. It asks for respect, patience, and informed action. And when you answer that call, you are no longer at the mercy of bloating or fatigue. You become an active participant in restoring digestive strength, metabolic clarity, and hormonal balance from within. And that journey begins with awareness, courage, and the willingness to look beyond surface symptoms into the deeper intelligence of your body. Now comes the turning point, the moment where understanding transforms into action. Knowledge alone does not restore digestive strength, but applied wisdom does. When you recognize that reduced stomach acid and declining enzyme production may be influencing your bloating, inflammation, and fatigue, you gain something powerful: direction. Instead of fearing every meal, you begin rebuilding your digestive foundation step by step. You begin with presence. You slow down when you eat, allowing your nervous system to shift into a state that supports proper digestive signaling. You chew thoroughly, understanding that digestion begins in the mouth, where enzymes initiate carbohydrate breakdown and prepare food for the stomach. You respect portion sizes, not from restriction, but from awareness that overloading a system already producing less acid and fewer enzymes only increases fermentation and discomfort. You pay attention to protein intake, ensuring it is adequate yet manageable, because protein requires sufficient stomach acid for proper breakdown into amino acids. You support fat digestion with mindful meal composition, recognizing that fats are essential for hormone production, but require efficient enzyme activity to be absorbed. You consider nutrients that may enhance stomach acid production and enzyme function under appropriate guidance, rather than randomly removing foods from your plate. You prioritize minerals like zinc and magnesium, which play roles in digestive and metabolic processes. You respect the role of B vitamins in energy production. You understand that when nutrient absorption improves, thyroid function, metabolic rate, and cellular repair can respond positively. Everything connects. You also embrace the reality that stress directly affects digestion. Chronic stress diverts blood flow away from the digestive tract and reduces acid and enzyme output. After 40, when hormonal resilience may already be shifting, unmanaged stress can intensify digestive inefficiency. So you cultivate habits that calm the nervous system: consistent sleep, moderate movement, time outdoors, moments of stillness. These are not luxuries. They are biological signals that tell your body it is safe to digest, absorb, and repair. When you combine these habits with smarter meal timing and thoughtful nutrient support, you create an environment where digestion can strengthen rather than struggle. Digestive enzymes and bloating after 40. Hormonal influence. Explained becomes more than information. It becomes a roadmap. You begin to see bloating not as an enemy, but as feedback. You interpret fatigue as a signal to evaluate absorption rather than as proof of aging. You shift from eliminating foods endlessly to restoring digestive capacity. That shift changes your entire relationship with your body. Instead of fighting it, you collaborate with it. Instead of fearing hormonal changes, you learn how they influence stomach acid production and enzyme signaling so you can respond intelligently. And here is the profound realization. Vitality after 40 is not accidental. It is built through consistent, informed decisions that support the body's evolving physiology. When digestion improves, inflammation may decline. When inflammation declines, energy can rise. When energy rises, motivation expands into every area of life. Clear thinking returns. Physical strength improves. Emotional stability feels steadier. All because you address the root cause rather than masking symptoms. This is not about chasing perfection. It is about reclaiming function. Your body still wants to thrive. It still wants to convert food into fuel, nutrients into strength, and nourishment into resilience. It simply requires support aligned with its current stage of life. So, if you are experiencing heaviness after meals, unexplained fatigue, or persistent bloating after 40, do not assume decline is inevitable. Consider that your digestive system may be asking for strategic reinforcement. Consider that hormonal shifts are influencing more than you realized. And most importantly, consider that you have the power to respond. You can strengthen digestion. You can enhance absorption. You can reduce inflammation. You can restore energy. The path forward is not extreme. It is intelligent, consistent, and rooted in understanding how your biology truly works. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early. And that journey begins with awareness, courage, and the willingness to look beyond surface symptoms into the deeper intelligence of your body.